it's hump day. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. I'm Annette Dion. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. We are, we're in chaos. I'm just going to wait a few moments for people to arrive. If this was church, I'd be playing some tunes for you while we wait. I'll have to bring my guitar upstairs. Is Danny? Is it Danny? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Or Donnie. So a little bit earlier, I was thinking about the conundrum that we find ourselves in, that the United States of America is being sold to the highest bidder. We just gotta call it what it is. Our beloved United States of America at the present time is being sold piecemeal to countries that aren't our allies. I can say like Danny, okay. Didn't want to get it wrong. Something's beeping. I just want to make sure it's not something beeping in my apartment. I don't think so. Hang on a second. I need to check the beep. Say hi to everyone. Hey Alice, thank you for the envelope. It's not, the beep is not coming from inside the house, so we're good. If you go to YouTube, if you can stomach it, they have live feeds of Dumpy's being wined and dined by the Saudis right now. As we speak, they're wining and dining him. I don't know if he drinks. Reportedly, according to him, he doesn't drink. But it's a lot. It's a lot. It's really a lot, right? It's a lot to really have to wrap your mind around. And the other thing that it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around is, like, I went to the post office earlier and I just parked and I saw the car in front of me had a little Trump Make America Great Again 2024 little sticker, and I just don't get it. I know, Warren, I know that Donald says that he doesn't drink because his father died of, no, I mean not his father. His brother, Mary Trump's father, died of alcoholism. I'm very aware of that. And the reason I'm asking the question is because even though we're very aware that Dumpy says he doesn't drink and he's sworn off alcohol, do you really believe in everything he says? I'm just asking the question. I'm doing Tucker Carlson. Do you think that might really be true? Yeah, so we can ask the pendulum that just to start. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning into the shows with Kathy. Hell to the no, right? About whether he drinks or not, whether we believe him. He sure acts drunk a lot of the time. Anyway, Kathy left right after we did our video. I kept saying, like, you don't have to, but we'd really love it. I think she might have gotten to New Jersey by now. Let me check. Anyway, thank you for joining us and bearing with us. Let's see, she's got a question. What's behind Dumpy allowing 17 members of El Chapo's family to enter the U.S.? I asked her if she had any questions for PNN. Well, it's been hard to keep up. It's been hard to keep up with how many fishy characters, we'll say. It's hard to keep up with how many fishy characters he's just saying, just buy my $5 million gold ticket buy my $10 million meme coin, buy Elon's Tesla, buy all, just buy everything. I said it. I said it during Dumpy Phase 1, that the United States of America is for sale, because he put the United States of America up for sale. And the reason that we've been such a wonderful country, a great democracy for so many years, is because we all had, for common ground, we all agreed that it is a great privilege to be a human being that can live free. We all had that common denominator, right? We all had that until somebody came along that said, fuck that, excuse my French. And that was Donald effing Trump, whose only identity is money, is insane, profane amounts of money. What are you talking about in Texas? Does he drink? The pendulum immediately went to yes. So you know what you do if you want to get somebody coerced into giving you things? What plane? The plane... okay, so there's a bunch of planes. Can you be clearer? Yeah, he measures his self-worth by his bank balance. He does drink. So what is... I can't even think of an older tactic than getting somebody sauced. I don't know. Nobody's being clear about the plane in Texas, so I wish you would explain. It's finished? Are you saying that it's finished? So we're going to look at how deep the bribe goes. How many layers deep does the bribe go? Okay, so here's all right, I have to repeat myself. I read Mary Trump's book, her first book. I'm fully aware that not only has Donald claimed that he doesn't drink alcohol, and he hasn't because his brother died of alcoholism. He's said it. And Mary Trump in her book said, I think she said somewhere in that book that he doesn't drink because his brother died of alcoholism. My point is that when it comes to telling the truth, he doesn't tell the truth. A long time ago, we had a Pinocchio meter. If Donald J. Trump had a Pinocchio meter, remember we used to call George Santos or whatever his name was Pinocchio? I think he lied less than Dumpy. Okay? Yes, I think he does believe his lies. So if there was a measure of, like a Pinocchio measure of Donald J. Trump's lies, it would go around the planet. His nose would be around the planet many times for many miles. The pendulum said, and I checked twice, that he does drink. And when you look at the amount of stress that he's under, he probably does. Dumpy's nose would get so long he'd poke his own butt. Wait, where's my bells? Good one! Thomas is vacationing in Italy, so we need somebody to pick up the slack on the dad jokes. The seagulls sound lively today. It's dinner time. All right, so I want to tell you what message I got from the guides, because I'm stressing about everything that's happening, as you all, of course we're stressing. I don't know when Thomas returns. You want me to check the pendulum? I have a sense that Thomas will be back in a week. To the States. I don't know if he'll just jump right back into his job as a dad joke teller. What the guides told me. Because if you're following the news, and you're following the news all day, every day, like I do, and I think a lot of you do too. If you're following the news and you see how bad it is, and you see that Dumpy is selling America to our enemies, you wonder, how do we get out of this? Oh, Michael's around. Michael Garrity's fine. I've heard from him. He's been posting comments afterwards under the vids. So, this is what the guides told me in terms of how we get out of where we are. Listen closely. This is what the guides told me about how we get out of where we are. Dumpy is digging a very deep hole for the United States of America to be able to climb out of. Today he pulled us out of the G20 summit. Okay. Did you hear that? He's taken the United States of America out of the G20 summit. He's isolating the United States of America. He's isolating us. He's doing the Kim Jong-un thing. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to work, because I don't, by any stretch of the imagination, feel like it will work. Yes, I heard about that earlier. You all need to support Midas Touch in whatever way you can. I know you think that they're doing great, but we need to build up the channels that tell the truth, because that's our only hope, is to know what's going on, to find out the real news. Because reportedly, and I don't know, reportedly, the news is now, this is what I was hearing this morning, to take our attention away from Dumpy's selling our country to foreign enemies. Their mainstream media has switched to talking about how incapacitated Joe Biden was when he was president. Has anybody heard that crap? So we need to support, like Midas Touch, but it was from Midas Touch and other channels that are pro-democracy. That's where I got the news that Dumpy is making moves to take the United States of America out of the G20 summit. So we're not included. We're not included in that. So in light of that, when I'm asking my guidance, what do we do? What's the way out? The way out is, this is a message that I got. I see it as like scaffolding. You know scaffolding, how they get up to the tippity top of like church steeples, and you know, they had scaffolding on at the Capitol building during the January 6th insurrection. And that's all the MAGAs climbed up and, you know, stormed the Capitol. So what I see is scaffolding. That the GOP, the MAGAs are like, it's not firm, it's scaffolding. And the way that we win back our country is we do it like with the spirit of the revolutionary soldiers in 1775, I think it was, I think the war started. They were arresting protesters in wheelchairs. Yeah, they're really pushing their luck. So the way we get through this is, first of all, we have to let people know what's happening. Because if I see a Trump sticker or a Trump flag, I know that that person is grossly misinformed. And the way that I know they're grossly misinformed is because if they knew that that a-hole was going to ruin their entire life, they wouldn't have the dumpy bumper sticker or the flag. It's going to take us, we'll get to the cards in a second. I'm just going to sort of backtrack a little bit. During the American Revolution, they didn't have a military. They didn't have a militia. They had common people, common men. They had commoners that rose up with such a strong conviction that they needed to overthrow the monarchy, the king, who was issuing stupid decrees and having the Stamp Act and wanting to own all of America and do none of the work and just collect all the money and taxes. Sound familiar? So what we need to do is consider that we are the revolutionary soldiers, and that's the only way we get out of this freaking mess that we're in, that Donald J. Trump has sold, is currently, as I am speaking, on May 14th, 2025, during this hour at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time p.m. He's currently being wined and dined by the Saudis, who are just going, oh, goody, what else can we get from you? This is real easy. And if we don't want to be under the dominion of both Vladimir Putin and the Saudi kingdom and the monarchy there, then we all have to consider that we are in the battle for the soul of America. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? That's direct from the guides. He's doing deals with all the most heinous enemies. Kathy, you're there? Are you checking up on me to make sure I don't forget to answer your question? Okay, so a couple of things. And I will post this. This says the entire White House, including the cabinet, needs to be cleaned out and disinfected ASAP. Okay? I would say saged. Also. So I'm going to post this. It's a cast of all the characters that have been complicit in attempting to sell our country. Let's get to the cards, should we? Yeah, as we speak right now. So send as many vibes to bust up the deals that he's making right now. We'll do it right now. Ready? We're sending vibes right now to Saudi Arabia to mess up the deals that he's making with Saudi Arabia to sell America to the Crown Prince. Okay, ready? This isn't a group hug. We're sending vibes right now to that dinner that they're having. 1, 2, 3. Screw up the deal. Okay. Deal not going through. Deals not going through. Banners of the Orange Felon? Yeah. Okay, so. Fair warning, the moon is in Sagittarius. It's a little fiery. Yes, I did see Kristi Noem in Congress, and I am going to address that. It's on my list in my head. Did you feel that? Yeah, the Democrats are fighting really hard. I mean, I think it's probably the most stressful job to have right now. And so we really do have to, thank you, Warren, we really do have to get on the ball and be paying attention and helping. It's Swalwell, Mary. You still didn't spell it right, but it's okay. We know who you mean. And I'll get back to you too. Soon. Okay. So I'm pulling 3 cards about what I'm saying about democracy and the people. We've got to consider ourselves the revolutionaries. Yeah, Christy Nome is, we'll get to her. She just jab. I have a new name for her. Hang on. First I'm going to read on the revolutionary spirit that we all must have. King of Swords. I do feel like we're going to do it. I do. I feel like all the spirit guides and the angels and our ancestors, and we kind of talked about this morning when we were talking about trees and roots. So the question is America going to rally enough of revolutionary spirit, revolutionary action that comes in many forms? We don't have to get into how we can't go to the protests. It doesn't matter. There's many forms that comes in. Ace of Cups, King of Swords. I keep on getting the King of Swords. That indicates a strong male. And the 9 of Rods. We will work really hard for the next 9 weeks especially. Let's ask the pendulum. Because I feel like that's referencing time. Is it, am I picking up, is it 9 weeks? Yeah, I was going to ask if it was days or months. Yeah. In 9 weeks, we will see a shift. Okay, so since Kathy's in the house, she gifted me with this. So I lit this tonight. The plot twist. So everybody think about this turning around in our favor. Okay? Are you with me? Are you in? I'm asking you all to do a lot of group collective energy work tonight because we need it. And also, there goes my selenite. This is Kathy gifted me with this, a statue of Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. So we're removing, we're doing spells tonight. We're removing the obstacles to justice. We're removing the obstacles to justice happening. Okay? And everybody do your own little spells too. So this does look like the people rise up. The King of Swords, I'm a little perplexed. Yes, spells, right, Mary? We were in Salem all afternoon yesterday. It was fun. I'm trying to figure out who this is because I keep on getting the King of Swords. But yeah, we will do it. And in 9 weeks, you're going to see a difference. You're going to see a shift in 9 weeks. It doesn't mean we won't see shifts along the way and progress happening. And we really do. We need a win. We need to feel that we're winning somewhere. And right now, I see it in these hearings. We're going to read on Christy Nome. Let me ask this. Does Christy Nome have a severe personality disorder? Yes. We need Eye of Newt. If you want to put it into your spell, you can. Mostly I use herbs. No newts. As you breathe, you pray. I like that. What the question I just asked is Christy Nome, does she have a personality disorder? And it looks like yes, and it looks pretty extreme. She shot her dog and bragged about it. She shot her dog and her goat, right? Wasn't it? And she put it in her book. So what I am really befuddled by with Christy Nome. Yeah, I just wanted to ask the pendulum. If whether she has a severe personality disorder, it checks out. What kind of magic are we going to make? We're making magic of a plot twist. That's my gift, one of my gifts from Kathy Beale, to turn this horrible story around. You read Kristi Noem's book? Yeah, there's something wrong with her if she shot her dog. And not only that she shot an innocent dog that wasn't behaving, but I do believe she shot her goat also. And the sickest part of it, I mean, that's not even the sickest part. That's really awful, is that she didn't have the sense of connectivity and empathy to even understand that other people wouldn't find that appealing. Yeah, did she shoot and kill the goat too? I think she did. And then wrote about it in her book, like bragging. So anyway, during this hearing, and you really do have to see it, and I did post it. It's under my posts. If you want to see, Ben Meiselas put up a great, like a 20-minute video of highlighting how the Democrats were grilling her. So when she gets grilled, yeah, she steamrolls. Yeah, exactly, Darren. I got your envelope, thank you. She steamrolls people in a way that I've never seen anyone steamroll people before. Yeah, she's a disaster. You know that word that Dumpy loves to use? She is an absolute disaster. They all are. RFK is a disaster. Thank you, Marby. Appreciate it. RFK, I don't even know how anyone can stand to listen to his voice. Whatever affliction he has, that's no excuse. His energy's so off. It's unbelievable. So what Kristi Noem... I wrote this down. I have an acronym for her. It was, it's downstairs. Diarrhea of the mouth, DOTM. I'm going to call her DOTM. Instead of NOEM, she's DOTM. Diarrhea of the mouth. It's just... I can't even imagine doing that. Please hit the thumbs up, because we need to do a group hug. Michael, someone was asking about you. 3 cards about the fate of Kristi Noem. I don't know what you mean, Mary, about JFK's voice. He has some kind of a physical problem with his voice, and it's not that about RFK. It's not that he has a problem with his voice box that bothers me. It's the energy that bothers me. Yeah, Kristi Noem will not. I'm reading on Kristi. What's going to happen to her? Well, it's going to be so glaringly clear. So crystal clear, obvious. Crystal clear, obvious. That she is committing out and out crimes. I'm reading on Kristi Noem. And then the Democrats are going to build a case from that against her to have her removed. So I don't see her staying in her position. Will Kristi Noem be... Yeah, she'll be removed. And I don't know how just yet. But I do keep picking up on international crimes and international involvement with the crimes that she's committing. Just sitting there lying her face off and not answering questions. Just monotone. How much Botox has she had? I think the Botox is just making her like... She just looks like an evil mannequin. Like... That's what Autumn at Black and Orange Tower used to call. She probably still does. Jared Kushner. Doesn't Kristi Noem seem like an evil mannequin? It's unbelievable. So, let's read on RFK. I just want you to know I'm going to continue to repeat the message that I got very strongly from the guides. Is like this MAGA thing is like weak, not very sturdy scaffolding. And we have to be the really strong foundation and framework to make this country strong. It is up to us. We cannot be, this is my psychic impression, that we cannot be just saying, well, the Dems have to do, they have to grow a spine, and the Dems have to do this. That's why the message that I got was, that's not what the revolutionary soldiers did. RFK. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. If you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. When we have 200 thumbs up, we do a group hug, which we really need. Okay, so 3 cards about RFK's fate. And it's nothing to really take lightly, because he's supposed to be he's kind of supposed to be the CDC. RFK. I know that's a joke. What's his fate? He's being seen as a fool. He knows absolutely nothing about health. The Page of Wands. This is a whistleblower around RFK Jr. It's also indicative of how many children. Anybody here live in Texas? How many children are harmed? This is not giving me a good feeling about RFK Jr. because I really am getting a sense that if he knows about a disease breakout, he's going to keep his mouth shut. And I'm going to remind everybody, during COVID, when Dumpy was in office, Dumpy 1, we'll call it Dumpy 1, Dumpy Phase 1. I want to know if you guys remember this. Hey, John. If you guys remember this. That when Dumpy 1 was in office and we had and the pandemic was raging, the solution they were going for was, remember? Herd immunity. You're in Dallas, Marby? Okay, well, what I'm picking up with RFK Jr. is we are going to see a pandemic. And it feels localized, and I think I'm picking up on the measles. Because I'm picking up on the children, like the children in Texas. And the 8 of Wands, I really do, I can see it. There's going to be an outbreak. I wouldn't send my child to school in Texas. I wouldn't. I'd figure out how to homeschool my child in Texas right now. Because I'm picking up, and it's very clear, that when there's an outbreak of a disease, I think that RFK Jr. leans into the herd immunity thing. That's my psychic impression. It's not something that I heard. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. No, I'm picking up on the measles thing. He's already told the CDC they're not allowed to report an the bird flu, the bird virus, whatever it is. Okay, so that's what I'm getting, and the guides are handing it to me very clearly. I just want you to know, sometimes that happens. There will be an outbreak. It looks like measles. It looks like children will die. Hello, Yogi. He said not to take medical advice from him. I did see that clip. It's like, yeah, we shouldn't take medical advice from him. He doesn't have any training in medical things. I know, we keep asking ourselves how we got there. How we got here. Yeah, herd immunity. So if they're in that mindset, just understand, we've already seen this with COVID, right? If they're in that mindset, understand, they're leaning, RFK Jr., they're leaning more into the best approach is to do nothing and to let it spread. He's totally Looney Tunes. But I do have the Eight of Wands here and the Page of Wands. And I do see people that are knowledgeable and doctors actually speaking out about what's going on here and something being done quickly. I think he's going to be removed from his position. They want to cull the herd. Yes, exactly true. They brought pestilence. Yep. If you're here tonight and you live in another country, I want to thank you profusely for being here. We are really going through it in America. We're not all bad people, and we're not all stupid people, and we can't have the rest of the world abandon us. Please don't. What other horrible person can I read on? Okay, earlier we were talking. Oh, and Kathy wants me to answer a question. We were reading earlier. We were talking earlier when we were out on the deck. So pretty out there today. We were reading on this meeting that's supposed to happen between Zelensky and Putin and Turkey, and they invited Dumpy, and Dumpy's not going. And the pendulum said no. Yeah, the South African refugees are a scam. That's true. We'll look at that too. The pendulum said no, that Putin wouldn't show up. The pendulum said that Trump wouldn't show up. So I'm wondering, I'll get to your question, Kathy, in a sec. I'm wondering if the meeting is going to happen. Is Zelensky going to show up in Turkey? It looks like Zelensky's going to show up, and it could just be to just show the world that he's ready to talk. Yeah, there are too many horrible people to read on. But let's also remember that there are more good people. The horrible people are the ones that we hear about and see all the time. So it looks like Zelensky will show up. Will Putin show up at the meeting? Very interesting. Something might have shifted. I'll read on it too. I'll pull cards. Will Putin show up at the meeting? Something shifted. If Putin left her... Well, I'm wondering if it's going to be a representative. Is it a representative from the Kremlin? No. Interesting. All right. Let's read on that first. It's yeah, Celtic's here. Of course tourists aren't going to come here. Would you travel to a country that your country was giving you a travel warning about? Hang on. Has gone way down. The numbers won't be obvious till mid-June. The hospitality business will have a lot of layoffs. I'm wondering if you see the magnitude of the situation. If this insanity doesn't stop, it's going to be like an economic crash like you've never experienced in your entire life. It's not going to be just like, oh, we have a few more tourists. No, it's going to devastate the hospitality industry. So I'm reading a little bit more on the... Yeah, Zelensky would be safe. You know Zelensky's not going to go unsafely into that meeting. So, I'm not being flippant. I'm just saying it's going to be... If something doesn't shift, and if Dumpy doesn't let go of this whole tariff crap, there won't be any tourists in America. And this city that I live in, I'm in the restaurant district. Kathy can attest to that. All these restaurants will close. Besides the fact that if we have ICE showing up, going into the restaurants to detain immigrants. I mean, we need to fight. Okay, 3 cards about the Putin-Zelensky proposed meeting. Yeah, and we'll know right away. I mean, Memorial Day is like 2-3 weeks away, but we know the tourists aren't coming. And all the tourist towns that rely on the summer season to stay afloat will all close. Please read on who. Don't the billionaires want to crash the market so that they can scoop up business for pennies on the dollar? That's what they're doing now. We'll look at that, but the thing is, right now I'm looking at the meeting between Putin and Zelensky, which during which the justice card comes up, but we'll get to that. Let me tell you what will be predominant with the billionaires. They won't make the money that they used to. I quit Amazon. No Amazon Prime. No Amazon anything. Takes a few more days to get whatever I might order. So I really feel like their insatiable greed is going to make them push back really hard on the tariffs. Okay, who in the chat believes that we're going to make it through this? Because I'm testing the temperature here. As far as the meeting between Putin and Zelensky, I have the justice card. I don't think that Zelensky would shake his hand. I don't think he would. And I'm not even clear that Putin's really going to show up. You do. Okay. Okay, just taking the pulse of the commentators here. 5 of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay, what it looks like is some kind of meeting will take place tomorrow. I have the Queen of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and the Justice. But I feel like it's going to be a bunch of hot air. A bunch of hot air. But there's something significant about the meeting that kind of changes the trajectory of things. Let's see. I know that's not very clear. Let's see. Is Putin planning to show up? Okay. Down the rabbit hole we go. Yeah, Warren, I'm not even talking about surviving this. I'm talking about fighting. Who will be at this meeting? Okay. I have the Putin will be at this meeting, and now I'm getting something about that Victory Day parade that he had. There's no real Putin. He's got doubles. But they all have the same, script and mindset. Ground News says Putin will not go. Well, here's the thing about that. It's all, you never know what Putin's going to do and when he's going to do it and when he's going to keep his word. Alexei Navalny said about Putin, all he does is lie. He never stops lying. Zelensky, yes. Putin, yes. Okay. That's the current energy. Is it going to change? Okay, so Putin apparently is planning to show up now. Will anything be accomplished? No. The real Putin is in a frozen state. Nothing will be accomplished. Nothing. We need 49 more thumbs up and we can do a group hug. All right, so Kathy asked the question. Where did you hear this? When did you hear this? What's behind Trump allowing 17 members of El Chapo's family to enter the U.S.? Hang on. Because it's like this. Are you into reading cards? Yeah, I'm into reading cards. Are you into reading? Oh, cool. Let's connect. Are you a criminal? Yeah, I'm a criminal. Oh, I'm a criminal too. Come hither. That's what that is. If it's really true that he's allowing 17 members of El Chapo's family, the more criminals, the better. Is there a major falling out among thieves, Pootie, Dumpy, and BB? Read, please. I don't know what you mean by major falling out. I mean, that's a complicated question. My head is overwhelmed with news. I did get the justice card for that meeting, but I didn't get that anything would get accomplished. And then I see the world card. I think that this meeting is in the Four of Swords. I think Putin is toast. And I don't see anything being accomplished by this meeting because he might say something and it's a bunch of hot air. There's no truth to it. Dumpy is mad at both of them? He's mad at Putin and he's mad at Bibi because I feel like Putin is really mad at Dumpy. All right. I don't know if Kathy's still in the chat. I don't know. Somebody's connecting it to South Africa. I don't know. Let's choose 3 cards on the relationship between Pootie and Dumpy. Pootie and Dumpy, it sounds like a cartoon show. The Pootie and Dumpy show. They're all mad. They're crazy. And there's so many normal, gifted, intelligent, evolved, spiritual, good people. And this is what we get, right? So Kathy's saying, I think there has to have been some payment made. Okay. I can't believe we got home that fast. By the way. Who went to see Metallica? Okay, so I haven't... Can you send me that story about the El Chapo family? It's kind of throwing me for a loop. It's like I'm not... something's not connecting about it. Okay, so what I'm asking about is... between Trump and Pootie. What's going on? And I have the Hermit card. Because I have felt repeatedly like Putin's mad at Trump. Because he's not getting what he wants. And the Hermit card is indicating that Putin feels like he's been left out in the cold by Dumpy. And I also have the 3 of Cups, which is a celebration card. The plot thickens. Will we see an end to the war? Not exactly that, but it's not saying no. I think there's a lot in play right now in the war. I really do. But I do feel that Pootie feels like Dumpy is leaving him out in the cold and not answering his demands. And there's a celebration card here. There's some kind of a victory from the leaders of the EU regarding this meeting. It's going to be so interesting. I don't know. I mean, they're ahead of us, so the meeting might be happening within, just several hours from now. All right, so as far as El Chapo, that family, I need to brush up on my world politics. By the way, we're not going to make it to 200 thumbs up, so we're going to have to skip the group hug. Because I have a quorum. 3 cards. And by the way, did you notice I have better Wi-Fi tonight? The universe provided. Okay. The El Chapo situation. I just keep getting that he wants more criminals here. 3 of Cups is coming up a couple times now. Is the 3 of Cups us celebrating that something happens? Is the 3 of Cups meaning something becomes really clear that's good for us? It's going to take a little bit, but yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I made an arrangement with the downstairs business that I can use their Wi-Fi. Kind of splitting the amount. All right. Which I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Let's read on. Let's read on these Afrikaners. I don't know. This one thing that is happening is like we're having to learn more about the world, right? Yeah, there's a business downstairs. She's only there like 2 afternoons a week, so yeah, much better connection. See, things always work out eventually. 3 cards about these South African. I mean, they're talking about that they're making up a story that there's a genocide against white people in South Africa. We're not that stupid. They flip everything. Evil flips everything around. When apartheid was happening, what a terrible, terrible time that was. Unbelievable. It was the opposite. Of course. Will the refugees get Medicaid? I mean, honestly, we can ask this too. Will they be sent back? They might be. So I'm asking about that right now. The devil. Yes, it's for nefarious reasons. Definitely nefarious, racist, horrible racist reasons. Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like the people that he's willing to bring in I don't know what you call them. I don't know if you call it like that they're refugees, or are they just common people in South Africa that they're bringing here? Is like, but the devil is here. It's for nefarious purposes, and I feel like when they get here, they're not going to really like what they've gotten into very much. Yeah, apartheid is not going to work. And the Chariot, it's going to quickly kind of crash and burn, the whole thing. Do you see why we work so hard here at directing our thought energy? Speaking of that, please, please, please do the guided meditations from Thursday nights. And tomorrow's Thursday, and we'll be doing another one. Every week, 7 to 7:30 Eastern PM. Maybe they're here to work with us. It's for nefarious reasons. It's definitely for, yeah, I don't know who they were. Yeah, I do. It's definitely for evil reasons that they're being brought here. And the confusion. See, this that we do here is really, really in a very challenging time, because what the evil is doing is it's trying to overwhelm us, and it's kind of working, but I'm hanging in there. Because we're having to constantly kind of juggle the puzzle pieces and figure it out and look at what we know and what we need more information about and put the puzzle together so that it makes sense. And when I first heard about these people coming in from Africa and being welcomed with open arms, even though like nobody else wants to come to America right now, understandably, when I first heard about it, I got, and we read on this, we did a show yesterday, Kathy and I were talking about it. I got that it was to put them to, it was very similar to the Elon's hackers, really similar. So I'm kind of curious to know whether they're adept at technology. No. Yogi Bear, you're all right. Okay, I do have tea leaves. Elon Musk's family tree doesn't have many branches. He sure has a lot of children. Yes, Darren, I do the same. I pray to deliver us from evil. We'll be delivered from evil, but we have to work at it. We have to prove our mettle. I don't really think that the refugees was just another optic. I don't feel that. I feel like they're trying to confuse the hell out of us. All right, I have tea leaves, but I'm gonna ask another question of the cards too. Thank you for joining me tonight. I sadly will tell you that we don't have enough people to do a group hug. Someday YouTube will make me more visible. Someday may never come. You want to post photos here? Oh, you can't? I'm trying to think of how you could do that. Layers and layers of deception, I know, right? But look at it this way. Anyone here into spy novels? It's not my thing. I don't read much fiction. Yeah, I know Hogarth switched his show to the same time as mine is. Oh well. Yes, thank you. Somebody told me I hit 11,000 subscribers. So it doesn't, the math doesn't math, because it seems like the number of views would go up to over 2,000 sometimes, at least sometimes. So I really appreciate you all being here. I feel like we have to ask another question. And it's this. How is Dumpy doing? How is his dinner with the Saudis that's happening right now? How is it going? We want to know. How is it going for him? Oh, thank you, Amy. You watch me live in Hogarth on replay. I used to watch him. I don't watch him anymore. I don't know why. For me, if I like to watch a channel every so often, another psychic channel, if it gets negative, sometimes I will just turn it off and I won't go back. I just kind of forget. I think it was that. Something negative probably was said. Okay, how he's doing? All right, well, this is about how the dinner is going with the Saudis. It's happening right now as we speak. There's the emperor who has no clothes and he wears diapers. Here's the secrets. I'm actually wondering how safe he is. And I'm not saying anything's going to happen to him physically. But I do wonder how safe he feels. So I'm going to ask the pendulum. We're going to go over an hour. Yeah, we're going over an hour. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very, very safe, how safe does Dumpy feel right now? Where he is in Saudi Arabia. 1, 2, 3. How safe does Dumpy feel? 4, hanging out with the Saudis. 5. So, in terms of how safe he feels over there, 50%. Yogi Bear, you're funny. I mean, it's not at a 10. Does Dumpy feel like his life could potentially be in danger? Yes. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, he's hanging out with murderers, exactly. So it's 50-50 in terms of how safe he feels. Does someone taste his food? Does someone taste his food? No. Wonder if they're ordering out McDonald's for the dinner. I'm going overtime, guys and gals. I know he better not piss the Crown Prince off. Are they going to ask him for something that he's afraid to give them? Yes. Oh, wow. I'm staying on a little bit longer. See what I did? I just went down a rabbit hole. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck here. Because it's going to take me a little while to crawl out of this rabbit hole. A couple of things, and this is going on in a couple of places. I feel like Dumpy is being asked to hand over something that he is reluctant to hand over. And it might be because he can't figure out how to do it. The same thing is going on with Pootie. So this is getting really complicated. This is definitely hands down the most complicated time I have been in having this channel in terms of having to sift through what's going on. And I've had this channel for like 6 years. How the dinner is going is there's secrets, but he's kind of trapped. Dumpy is kind of trapped. Maybe the food was healthy. Maybe they gave him healthy Saudi food. Is he supposed to hand over some weapons? I don't know, but I'm just getting that he's... Yeah, we all hate what's happening, right? But we'll get through it. That's right, Maria. We'll get through it. We have a pope from Chicago. We'll get through it. Oh, what tangled webs we weave, what they weave, right? So, in conclusion about that, he's extremely uncomfortable. Dumpy's extremely uncomfortable right now, and he's extremely confused. You missed a good one, Elizabeth? Oh yeah, there's lots going on. Anyone here use their psychic ability if you tune in? Yeah, tune in to Pope Leo, right? Better vibes. Yeah, I like that line that's from Shakespeare, right? Oh, what tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive. Yes. I get a lot of confusion. I pick up that he doesn't comprehend what he's being asked to do. He's doing weapons deal that some people think are going to the Russians. Let me ask about that. Is that what it is? Yes. It's about weapons. It's about weapons. It feels like this is what it feels like. This is my psychic impression. That the Saudis want Dumpy to fund them or give them weapons. No, to give them weapons. And it feels like they're connected to Putin, but I feel like they're not, Putin isn't getting what he's asking for. We'll unpack more later. And that Dumpy right now is, I get that he's confused. I get that all this sort of, these requests and these sort of like talking in code kind of things are happening. And he's just kind of like, you know, he looks really like he's asleep. That's why Putin's mad at him. That's what I get. The Middle East is being played by a con artist. I think it's the other way around. The con artist is being played by the Saudis. I mean, this stuff is as old as human civilization. You get the person that you need to get to acquiesce to what you need to be more powerful. So you wine them and you dine them and you bribe them and you get them to turn over their riches in their country. Let's look at some tea leaves, shall we? Oh my gosh. And it's warming up here. Things are getting heated up. But anyway, in conclusion, you can con a con. I don't know. The Saudis are pretty, there's some really dark stuff going on there. I mean, with the whole kingdom. That's what I call it, the Saudi kingdom. In conclusion, before I read the tea leaves, I'm sad that we didn't get to 200 thumbs up. Maybe you guys can help me with that. Yes, I'm working hard. We're going to make it through this. But just know that my guide said, because I ask, and you guys probably ask your guides too, what's it going to take for us to take our country back? And it's going to take the spirit of the revolutionary soldiers. That we go, no effing way are we putting up with this crap anymore. Right? And by the way, there are people on the planet right now that are reincarnated from that time, from the Revolutionary War time. And I'll tell you a little secret. That's my psychic impression, and you don't have to tell these guys. I feel like Ben and Jordy and Brett Mysalis were soldiers in the Revolutionary War, and I've always felt that about them. So just remember that there are certain people that came back during this time and their souls knew the work that they were to do to help societies. And some have come back from the time of the Revolutionary War to help America to save democracy. Now, I didn't know that I would be reading about what's going on in this country, but, you know, I guess I must have picked that somewhere along the way. I want to thank you all for bearing with me tonight because there's so much going on, and it's not easy to follow. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And please hit the thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if any of these videos that I make are helpful, please, please, please share. And thank you for the donation. My income, my paying my rent and everything is solely dependent on what I make from this channel and from people booking readings. Which, don't you guys need a reading? PsychicAnnetteDion.com. And for Kathy, it's empowermentunlimited.net. Let's have a round of applause for Kathy Beal. I don't know if she's still here. It was so fun to show her around. We had a good time. In the Mars, this is a really fascinating kind of a, in Mars, which is war energy. What is that? That looks like, a person kneeling. And this is where Mars is, which is about war. It looks like a person kneeling in prayer. And it almost looks like it's an angel kneeling in prayer. This represents Michael the Archangel protecting Zelensky and Ukraine. And up above, this is Mercury. There's a big piece of news coming that feels good. It's on it. This is a lucky diamond. Okay. Big piece of news coming that's beneficial in the world. This feels like it's the tea leaves about the world. It's the World Cup. Okay, Maria sends Pope Leo. Yes, massive prayers. Massive prayers. See, it's like somebody on their knees. Massive prayers. I would say that's, yeah. St. Michael is a patron saint of Ukraine. Massive prayers about Ukraine. Prayer works. And I do see, now these look like, that looks like a missile. So there are deals going on behind closed doors with weapons and missiles, but I kind of feel that curtailed. The big news is ding dong, the dawn is gone. We'll wish for that. I don't feel like they're able to get these weapons deals done. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So, ooh baby, it was fun. Senate stops the sale. We'll look at that on Friday, and I'll look at a couple more things for a pop-up tomorrow. And Off the Ledge is daily. The PNN pop-ups are daily. Those are shorter for those of you that don't want to spend all this time with us. And yeah. We live in historic times, and what we personally do during these historic times really, really, really matters. This full moon in Scorpio is, there's a big shift happening. So, and use that energy personally too. Purge what you no longer need. Make a commitment to stay the course. Do not get, oh, we have 200 thumbs up. We can do a group hug. Do not get discouraged. And since we just hit, thank you. I stayed long enough that we got up there. We're going to do a group hug. Let's do it. Let's do a group hug, and we're going to hold in this group hug the intention that this whole criminal mob administration is taken down entirely. The whole lot of them. All of them. And I'll post that picture of them on my community page. And we're going to, in this hug, uplift each other, especially those that are really struggling, and think about the deportees coming back. All right, 1, 2, 3. Woohoo, we got there. 1, 2, 3. We're in this together, people. Hang out with us. All right. Love you all. Thank you. See you soon. Namaste. Bye.